Alright, so this is just copied and pasted from that tutorial. Let's talk a little bit about what it does. Oops, nope. We've got a function here, and what this is a declaration of a function. That is, it's telling the system what this function is, and we're not going to call it child theme, we'll call it kid theme, because that's the name of our theme. Kid theme favicon. We'll have to change it down here too. Kid theme favicon. So we're going to create a new function, a new PHP function called kid theme favicon, and what this does is everything in between these two curly brackets are part of this new theme we're creating. So how do we, just a couple of notes here on creating functions. To say that you're going to define a function, you start with the word function, then you have the name of the function, and then you have any arguments, that is, any options that you want to pass to it in these parentheses. If you have none, which is the case now, you still have to have the parentheses. That's kind of how we know it's a function. So you just do an empty set of parentheses. Then after that, you have the curly brackets, and you put in whatever you want the function to produce or to do. So we're going to create this link rel shortcut icon. Notice that right after we start this function, we turn off PHP. So right now we have PHP on. These are all comments. That's what the // piece is. So then we start with our PHP. We're all doing great with the PHP. We turn it off, and we go into HTML mode, and then eventually we turn PHP back on just to end the function. So basically everything in this function is HTML, almost. You'll notice that we actually turn PHP on for a second here to echo something, that is, to produce something. And we actually call another function called bloginfo. That is, we ask for the computer to go to this other function, bloginfo, which is in some other file, and get some information. And you can pretty much guess what that information is, because it's what it's called, the stylesheet directory. We aren't going to be looking in the stylesheet directory, so I'm just going to take all of this out. I know where my favicon is. It's at http://alex.halliday.net. So I don't actually need any PHP in here. I can do it all in HTML. So that's all I have to do to declare that function. That's great, but how does it know what to do with this function? It's sitting there, we can call it anytime we want. Well, we need to be able to hook it in, and that we need to be able to use an action or a hook in order to kind of push it into the process that WordPress uses every day. If I look over here, and I will in just a second, in the header you'll see there's a little place called WP head. That's where I want to add this action, and I want the system to make use of this function. So basically what I want to say is put this in this location. Alright, so I'm going to update this file. I'm going to take a look in the header here, just a quick glance to show you where it's going to go. Here's the WP head. That's where it's going to be going when it hooks in there. And you'll see, calling the header action hook. So if we want to put actions in this action, we put it there. If we have other action hooks as well, so we could find other places we could hook things in. But for now, we're going to hook it right here at the end of the head, and you'll see when we load the file that it shows up there. So let's go ahead and do. Oops, we have to go back to our site, and we need to refresh it. And now let's go ahead and take a look at the source. And there's a lot of source there, so I'm going to do a quick search for the icon, and you'll see that it's added in this line, link rel shortcut icon, right there. That's all I'm going to do for now. So you could do this in all kinds of ways. We could add in a menu under here. We could add things into each of the items if we wanted to. But right now you've seen the basics of kind of how you can manipulate the page without actually ever touching the code. Now, it is, I'll be honest, a little bit more complicated to do it this way. But once you get the hang of it, this actually opens the door to doing things like creating plugins, and it gives you a much better feel for how you would do it with other systems as well. So it's a worthwhile way to go. All right, I'll see you next time. Actually, I won't. This is the end. I'll see you next module.